Let's go. Give me the Elderflame. Is this high resolution? The fuck, it looks so bad. And you want to tell me this looks good? You want to tell me that these skins look good? This is Game of Thrones Season 8. Game of Thrones Season 8 bad. But look at this! But he's... Oh, this is over the top. This is over the top. I don't like this at all. But this is way too much. This is way too much. I thought maybe some animations like M4A4 Howl and some dragon skins. This is over the top. Like, this is very low. But the guy's holding dragon. The guy's holding dragon instead of the gun. You tell me you want to have this skin. But this is not. People. Okay, this animation is really cool. This animation is really cool. But what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this shit? It's over the top. This is not FPS game anymore. This is joke. Riot Games is making joke out of this game, in my opinion. Yeah, the knife is okay. The knife is okay. It looks sick. Like, you have that flamey knife. Knife is sick. Knife is sick. Yeah, it's kind of dragon claw flamey type of knife. And the animation of kill is really sick. Like, this animation is extremely good. But everything else, I don't know. I don't like this. This is way too over. Look at this. You cannot tell me that you like this. You cannot, like, look at this. But it's so bad. It's just something that should not be in the game. Like this. Why bother about these things? Why? But they're gonna sell it for 80 euros to fools and earn money. Like, they're gonna earn millions of euros from just these skins. That's why. Why, charlatan? Okay, why? Knife is good. Knife is good. And the kill animation at the end is good. But everything else, no comprehendo me per favor. So basically, with these patch notes, they just introduced a lot of weapon changes. Actually, one weapon change which should kinda impact meta a bit. Like, it will not impact that much. Vandal and Phantom are still your main weapons, and Bulldog. But Guardian is kinda being underused at the moment. And they're trying to put him as an eco or half-buy weapon, you know. So if you don't have money for Vandal and Phantom, maybe you should consider buying a Guardian. They're kind of trying to make the CSGO economy system, like where you have FAMAS, Galil, and you have M4 and AK. So they're trying to do this kind of the same thing here. I don't think this change for Guardian will change anything significantly. No one is gonna use Guardian even now. Like, they reduced the price from 2,700 to 2,500 in terms of credits. They reduced the fire rate from 6.5 to 4.75, and penetration power increased from medium to heavy, while the input queue updated from 0.083 to 0.1175. I think they nerfed Guardian with this patch. Even though they reduced the price, I think spending 2,500 credits for Guardian is not worth it at all. Like, it's much better to buy Bulldog, Bucky, Operator, Phantom, Vandal. Like, 2,500 is still too much for that gun. They reduced the fire rate from 6.5 to 475. That's too much of a reduction. Like, Guardian was good, only being used because you can kinda spray people down, you know. You can tap pop with left click and try to spray people down when they're attacking you. Right now, it's like M1 Garen from Call of Duty or Battalion. It has a really weird spot at the moment, and I don't think people are gonna use it that much. Don't use Guardian. Don't use Guardian. If you like the gun, use it, but you will find much more success with Phantom, Vandal, and Operator, Bulldog, Spectre, Bucky, Sheriff, Ghost, Classic, and that's it basically. Those weapons are your main bread and butter. A Marshal is not bad in second round buy as well when the enemies don't have armor. They also updated the maps. Like Haven, they removed spot where Spike was unable to be retrieved once dropped. That's really good change. I mean, a few bug fixes. And all maps fixed multiple spots where players were able to clip inside level geometry, removed more locations where Sova sensor arrow was able to go through wall. Basically, they fix a bit of bugs here and there. Like in the previous patch, they made a lot of bug fixes for maps, and they changed maps a lot. So right now they cannot really do anything more to them. So they just fixed a few bugs, a few no clips here and there with Omen, Sage, etc. And they also removed the Sova sensor's arrow. So I mean, the bugs with Sova sensor's arrow. So yeah, all good, nothing too much. They updated Spike Rush. In my opinion, Spike Rush is a useless mode. They should not even consider even doing anything to that mode. Like they added a new orb, they added new orb locations. I don't know. If you wanna read this. I personally don't care about this mode. This mode is only being used to warm up for the first match, and that's it. Next, we have quality of life changes, surrender changes. Ah, yeah, I have experienced this today. So, unrated mode vote requirements to pass changed from 100% to 80%. Basically, if you're playing unrated, if 4 people agree to surrender, you can still surrender. AFK players who are not spawning in are not counted as voting participants. So if a player is not spawning on your 5-person team, you don't need a yes button. For example, you can surrender with 3 out of 4 votes in unrated in cases where the 5th team member does not spawn in. Basically, if you have an AFK player, you can still surrender like 3 out of 4 votes, 2 out of 3, etc. Competitive mode vote requirements to pass remains at 100%. This is really good, and this needs to remain like this. If they change it to lower, like 60% or 80%, it's gonna be a lot of trouble for people like me, because I play this fucking ranked solo queue, and if I have 4 stack with me that wants to surrender, I'm done, they will surrender. You can now call a surrender vote starting with round 5 versus round 8. I hate you already for adding surrender vote. Now my team can surrender from 5th round, which is even worse. A new button in the in-game menu has been added to call a surrender vote. Thank you for reminding players that they can surrender, and their mentality will falter even more down. Thank you, Riot Games. I really love this. I don't love this, and it's dumb having a surrender vote in my opinion. Like, only if a teammate leaves. If one of your players leave the match, then you should be able to, I don't know, surrender if you really don't feel like you can win that match. I play solo queue with 4 other solo queue players, so 5 solo queue people against the full 5 stack people. How is that fair? And on top of everything, my teammates have options to surrender. I don't know, Riot Games doesn't know what they are doing kind of with the whole competitive mode. They are all over the place, the balance is shit, the solo queue experience is 0, people are trolling, leaving, even in highest ranks. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess in my opinion, and it needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Same as hit registration, bullet collision, crouching is kind of broken a bit, and also the Viper ultimate needs to be kind of changed, because it looks like shit in my opinion, and they really need to. That is the only agent that requires some kind of change in my opinion, because her ultimate is all over the place. Like, the visual is shit. It's like from 2010. It just kind of don't work good. Like, they need to rework the ultimate a bit more. Competitive matches have a new win by 2 overtime format with automated votes on whether the game should continue or end in draw. Thank you, Riot Games. Thank you. You see, you can do good. You can do good. You can be a good boy, Riot Games. You can be a good boy. Instead of playing a single sudden death round, teams will alternate playing rounds on attack and defense until a team claims victory by being up 2 rounds. This is really good format, and above everything you can decide whether you want to continue playing or you want to end there. Don't be pussies, always play overtime. There is always a chance to win. You play the game to win or lose, you don't play the games to fucking draw. But this is a really good choice. This is a really good choice. Maybe you have toxic teammates and you want that draw, you know? Then I understand that. But if you're already full 5 stack pussy, don't be a pussy, play the overtime. Also, win by 2 is really good mode. I love it. I love this change. This change is really good, and it was needed from the beginning. I love it. Thank you, Riot Games. Each round will have a full reset, setting all players at 5,000 credits and 4 points short of their ultimate. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. After every 2 rounds of overtime, an automated vote will trigger to determine if the match should continue or end in a draw. The threshold for continuing the match will become stricter as more rounds have been played. This is really good. This is really good. Basically, if it's being dragged too much, like you need to go, like it's 2020 or 21, 21, 22, 22, you can be that one decider that will say, okay, I need to stop this shit. I don't want to play this anymore. I really wanna get out of the game. And yeah, this is really good format. And they updated the observers for custom games tournament mode added, can now be set to tournament mode. This allows every player in the game to have access to the toggle match timer cheat in game without having all other cheats enabled. It also allows observer to be flagged as moderator, which grants them access to additional cheats that they can use as necessary. Okay, this is good. Tournament mode should be added in custom games, and I salute that. Bug fixes, as always. Fixed a cipher bug where traps that were placed such that they were on the inside of a doorway would not trigger when someone walked through them. Fixed an issue with a mesh timer hitching under unstable network conditions. Okay, nothing too important, a bit of cipher bugs, and yeah, the rest is all as usual. Small patch notes, basically, they cannot add that much because they had a really long patch notes previously, so... But the main points are the Guardian change, which I think will ruin the Guardian for a lot of players, the quality of life surrender vote, and the tournament vote, and finally the overtime is being played by 2 rounds win, which is really good in my opinion. Yeah, and those are the patch notes 1.03 for Valorant this week.